The summer I learned to listen to the river began with a knot I could barely tie. My father stood on the old wooden jetty, sleeves rolled, cicadas droning in the heat, the line looping nervously through his fingers, as if the river itself were listening for permission to speak. The water wore a thin glaze of sunlight, and the air smelled of wet clay and ripened fruit from the orchard beyond the yard. I was young enough to trust the world to hold me if I did not hurry, old enough to feel how large that trust could become. He showed me the knot, the clinch, he said, the knot that would not let go when the fish finally remembered to bite. My hands trembled, the line slipped again and again from my stubborn grip, and yet he smiled a lazy, patient smile that somehow calmed the harshness in my chest. "Take your time," he said, and I tried to hear what he meant beyond the words. The afternoon stretched, a long river of light, until the knot finally held, and with that hold came my first quiet victory. Then came the bite, a little tug that woke my skin with a shiver, the line going taut, my breath snagging in my throat. I tugged back gently, and the fish, a small perch, raced toward the surface, scales flashing copper in the sun. My father steadied my wrist, taught me to pull slow, to reel with patience, not with fear. When the fish broke the surface, the kitchen door stood open, and warmth spilled from the room in a steady, inviting wave. Inside, the oven spoke with a low, comforting sigh. Bread cooling on a rack, butter softening to shine on a slice, and the old kettle singing its tired hymn as it boiled again. My mother turned from the stove with that quiet smile of hers, the one that made you believe the world would hold its shape if you kept your hands on its edges. We ate at the rough wooden table. I learned that patience is not idle. It is a form of courage, a way to be present with another person's breath, as if it were your own. Time moved with its slow mercy, and the world altered around us. The jetty rotted away. The orchard gave way to fences and fields rearranged by the years. The river learned to carry new currents. Yet the memory stayed, a soft thread that tugged at me when the days grew long or heavy, reminding me to bend toward the quiet wonders, the way a child's hand fits into yours, the small mercy of a friend who listens, the crust of bread still warm from the oven that can make a house feel like a home again. I have learned to measure my life not by the grand moments, but by these little anchors, strings of knots that held as the tide rose, the soft light at dusk on a familiar road, the nurse of memory that comes with a cup of tea and a warm lamp. And if I am asked what remains when all else fades, I answer with the soft certainty of age. There is kindness kept, and there is patience learned, and there is a river still trying to teach me how to listen. Time may pass, but meaning endures, and I am grateful for the knot that began a summer long ago, for the father who taught me to tie it, for the river that kept its rhythm so I could find mine, and for a life that has grown taller and deeper because of that afternoon of patient, quiet learning.